The film begins in a frozen wasteland. A carriage brings an orc-like prisoner to a jail, where he meets his cellmates, the bard Edgen Darvis and the barbarian Holga Kilgore. The orc tries to flirt with Holga, but she quickly beats him up by breaking his knees and smashing his face. The next day, Edgen and Holga are taken before the Absolution Council to ask for a pardon. Edgen starts telling his life story to explain why they ended up in prison. Years earlier, he was part of the Harpers, a group of spies who fought evil. He was married to Zia and had a daughter named Kira. One day, red wizards attacked his home and killed Zia, leaving Edgen alone to raise Kira. After losing his wife, he turned away from the Harpers. While struggling to survive, he met Holga, who had been cast out of her tribe for loving an outsider. Even though they tried to live honestly, Edgen and Holga eventually became thieves, and Holga grew very close to Kira, almost like a second mother. Later, Edgen and Holga joined forces with a young sorcerer named Simon Omer and a rogue named Forge Fitzwilliam to steal valuables. Everything changed when they met a wizard named Safina. She asked the group to help rob Corin's keep, a Harper fortress filled with treasure. Edgen did not want to do it at first, but Forge convinced him after revealing that the keep contained the Tablet of Reawakening, which could bring Zia back to life. During the robbery, Safina revealed her true plans and used a freezing spell to trap Edgen and Holga. Before being captured, Edgen handed the tablet to Forge and asked him to take care of Kira. Simon escaped safely. After finishing his story, Edgen waits for a council member named Jarnathan to arrive. When the bird-like creature finally appears, Edgen and Holga grab him, crash through a window, and escape by using him to fly away, even though the council had already approved their pardon. Once free, the two decide to find Forge so Edgen can recover the tablet and reunite with Kira. At a tavern, they discover a flyer showing that Forge has become the new Lord of Neverwinter. Edgen and Holga travel to Neverwinter, where the city is preparing for the yearly High Sun Games. They reunite with Kira, who is happier to see Holga than her own father because she believes Edgen abandoned her for selfish reasons. The group then meets Forge, who used the treasure stolen from Corin's keep to make himself ruler of Neverwinter. Forge also reveals that Safina is now his advisor. Edgen soon learns that Forge lied to Kira, telling her he was arrested only for stealing treasure and not because he wanted the Tablet of Reawakening. When Edgen and Holga try to confront Forge, Safina traps them with magic. Forge orders his guards to imprison them, but Safina secretly tells the guards to kill them instead. Holga fights off the guards, allowing herself and Edgen to escape again. Realizing they cannot succeed alone, they decide to gather a team to break into Forge's castle and rescue Kira. During the upcoming High Sun Games, wealthy rulers from many kingdoms will store their riches inside Forge's vault, where the tablet is hidden. Edgen plans to steal the treasure so they can pay their team and complete the mission. Edgen and Holga go searching for Simon, who is performing magic shows to entertain crowds. While doing tricks, Simon secretly uses magic to steal gold and small valuables from the audience. When the crowd notices, they chase after him. Simon tries using different spells to escape and almost gets himself killed before running into Edgen and Holga. Simon agrees to help bring down Forge, but he warns them that the castle will be heavily protected. He then tells them about someone else who might help. The three travel to meet Doric, a young druid whom Simon once tried to date, though she did not return his feelings. They arrive just as a young woman is about to be executed by having her limbs tied to a horse. However, the horse is actually Doric in disguise. She suddenly transforms into her powerful owlbear form, defeats the guards, and rescues the prisoner. Afterward, Edgen, Holga, and Simon speak with Doric. She does not trust humans because her family abandoned her for being a tiefling. Doric also wants revenge against Forge because he imprisoned or killed many of her people for standing against his rule, and she wants to protect the remaining druids. Meanwhile, in her chambers, Safina speaks with her master, the Lich Zastam. He shares details of their greater plan, and Safina hopes helping Forge will allow them to achieve it. Later, Safina joins Forge during a meeting with other lords about the upcoming High Sun Games. During the meeting, Safina senses that Doric has secretly entered the room after transforming into a fly to spy on them. Forge's guards try to catch her, but Doric keeps changing into different animals to escape before returning safely to the group. Doric explains that Forge's vault is protected by the magical arcane seal of Mordenkainen, which Simon believes he is not powerful enough to break. The only way to overcome it would be with the Helmet of Disjunction, a magical item that disappeared long ago. Holga says she may know where it is because her people once fought the Cult of the Dragon and may have learned its location before they died. The group travels to the home of Holga's former husband, Marlamin, so she can collect supplies she needs for the journey. Although Marlamin has moved on and married another barbarian woman, he still treats Holga kindly and wishes her luck. After leaving, the team arrives at an old graveyard filled with warriors who died long ago during battles in the Evermoors. Using Simon's magic, the dead can briefly return to life, but each corpse can answer only 5 questions before dying again. The group must question several different bodies because the helmet of disjunction was passed from one warrior to another over the years. Finally, the last corpse tells them the helmet was given to a man from Thay named Zenk Yendar, who promised to keep it safe. Ejin does not trust people from Thay because the Red Wizards killed Zia, but Simon and Doric have both heard many stories about Zenk and his heroic actions as a paladin. Even Holga confirms that the stories are true. The group soon witnesses Zenk's bravery for themselves when he rescues a tiger cub from a giant sea creature that had swallowed it whole. After meeting him, they ask for his help in defeating Forge. Zenk gathers the group and explains the history of the Red Wizards. He tells them that Zastam plans to build an undead army by enslaving innocent people across the land. Zenk wonders what Forge hopes to gain by working with such dangerous people. He agrees to help the team only after Ejin promises that Forge's stolen wealth will be returned to the people of Neverwinter. During the journey, Zenk speaks about seeing the dark power of Zastam firsthand and how it corrupted many good people into servants of evil. He explains that he escaped from the Red Wizards only narrowly, which is why he carries a magical scar on his forehead. Zenk leads the group to a place called the Orifice, a deep underground passage where the helmet is hidden inside an ancient city. To reach it, they must cross a huge chasm. However, Simon accidentally activates a trap that destroys the bridge beneath them. Luckily, Holga is carrying what she believed was only a walking cane, but Simon discovers it is actually a magical hither-thither staff that can create portals. Using the staff, the group safely crosses the gap. When they finally reach the helmet, they are attacked by undead warriors from Thay. Zenk fights them bravely, but because the enemies are undead, they keep getting back up after being struck down. While escaping, the group encounters an enormous overweight dragon named Themberchaud, who begins chasing them after eating several of the undead warriors. Ejin nearly gets swallowed by the dragon before Zenk stabs it in the head. Even so, the creature survives and traps the heroes inside a cave that quickly starts filling with water. Ejin comes up with a plan for Holga to distract the dragon while Simon uses magic to blast open the cave wall, allowing everyone to swim to safety. After reaching the shore, Zenk says goodbye to the others and returns home. Simon then tries to use the Helmet of Disjunction, but he enters a magical vision where he meets his famous ancestor, Elminster Almer. Elminster doubts Simon's abilities and refuses to let him connect with the helmet. Simon spends hours trying again and again, but he keeps failing. The repeated failures lower the group's spirits, and Simon and Doric begin thinking about leaving the mission entirely. Ejin tries to encourage everyone, but he finally admits the truth about Zia's death. He confesses that the Red Wizards attacked his family because he once stole gold from them. With encouragement from Holga, the group regains hope and creates a new plan to break into Forge's vault by using the hither-thither staff to sneak inside. The team uses a painting to create one portal while a wagon carrying Forge's treasure enters Neverwinter for the High Sun Games. Although they successfully sneak into the city, the entrance portal suddenly becomes blocked when the painting accidentally falls face down. Ejin tells everyone to keep moving and improvise. Simon creates an illusion of Ejin singing and playing music to distract the guards, but the plan almost fails when Simon gets his foot stuck. Inside the vault area, Holga battles several guards while Simon attempts once more to bond with the helmet. Elminster appears again and tries to reject him, but this time Simon punches the vision of his ancestor, finally proving his confidence and determination. At last, Simon successfully attunes himself to the helmet and gains powerful new magical abilities, which he immediately uses to help the group fight the guards. Simon and Holga finally reach the vault, but they discover it is completely empty, making the team realize that Forge secretly moved all his treasure somewhere else. Soon after, Simon, Holga, and Doric are captured and knocked unconscious, while Ejin is fooled by Safina after she disguises herself as Kira. When Forge arrives, he plans to lock them away forever, but Ejin suggests that Forge let them compete in the High Sun Games instead. Safina agrees because she believes the dangerous games will probably kill them anyway. While trapped inside the Colosseum, Doric tells the others that she saw guards moving Forge's stolen riches onto a boat, proving that Forge plans to rob all the wealthy visitors attending the games. The competition begins with the heroes forced to enter a deadly maze filled with monsters and dangerous traps, including the famous gelatinous cube. Many of the other contestants are quickly defeated, but Doric creates a plan that allows the group to escape by teleporting away. The heroes rush to the docks, where they find the boat carrying Forge's treasure along with all the riches he stole from others. Forge brings Kira with him and tries to convince her that Ejin is about to abandon her once again. However, after Ejin finally explains the truth, Forge reveals his cruel nature by holding a knife to Kira's throat to force the heroes to back away from the treasure. Holga suddenly throws a potato at Forge's face, making him release Kira. Kira quickly joins her father and his friends as they board the boat and escape with the treasure, while Simon uses magic to create a giant wave that crashes into Forge. As the heroes sail away, Kira forgives Ejin and the two finally reconcile. However, they soon notice a dark storm forming above Neverwinter as Safina begins carrying out her true plan. She intends to use the Yen Horn, the same item Ejin and Holga were arrested for stealing, to enslave everyone attending the games and turn them into servants for the Red Wizard's undead army. The team quickly returns to Neverwinter to stop her. By this time, Safina has already trapped the members of the Neverwinter Council inside the arena. To stop her plan, Simon uses the Hither-Thither staff to create a portal between the treasure boat and a hot air balloon above the city. The stolen riches pour out into the streets below, causing the citizens to rush out of the Colosseum to collect the gold and unknowingly escape Safina's spell. Furious, Safina confronts the heroes and attacks them with powerful magic. She summons a giant stone dragon and fills the battlefield with deadly traps and illusions. The team fights back together and overwhelms her with attacks, but Safina eventually uses the same time-freezing spell that once defeated Ejin and Holga. Believing she has won, Safina mocks the heroes, only to discover that they had tricked her instead. Kira secretly used a magical medallion that turned her invisible, allowing the team to place a magic-blocking cuff on Safina while Simon countered her spell. Doric then transforms into her owlbear form and violently attacks Safina before throwing her into a crumbling wall that collapses and crushes her completely. Although the heroes celebrate their victory, they soon discover that Holga suffered fatal injuries during the battle and has died. Kira breaks down in tears, and Ejin realizes that Holga had become the closest thing Kira ever had to a mother. Instead of bringing Zia back to life, Ejin chooses to use the Tablet of Reawakening to revive Holga. Afterward, the heroes celebrate with the people of Neverwinter and embrace each other as a new family. Meanwhile, Forge attempts to escape but is captured by Zenk. Later, Lord Neverember returns to power after Safina's defeat and awards medals to the heroes for saving the city. Forge is thrown into prison, where he tries to earn a pardon by telling the council his own sad backstory, but they ignore him completely. He then spots Jarnathan and tries to escape through a window again, only to discover that the council intentionally moved the meeting into a room without windows. During the middle of the credits, the final corpse the heroes questioned earlier is still lying in the graveyard asking if anyone has more questions for him, hoping someone will finally let him return to being dead.